Alright, this is Australia dollar slash Japanese yen, which is also known as AUD JPY. So this is how I do my daily analysis or my bias, and this is my view on this pair. So although I'm a day trader, but for the sake of the swing trader, let me just start from the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, you can clearly see we have a higher high and a higher low, which is clearly showing, let me just start from here, which is clearly showing that the market is trending up. I don't know why this thing doesn't want to do, but let me not waste much of your time. So this is the last high, this is the last break of structure on the daily time frame. This is the last break of structure on the daily time frame. Okay, let me just, maybe I'll go down to the 4 hours so that I'll be able to put that in well. This is the last low. This is the low that causes the break of structure. So this is my protected low, and this is my targeted high. And this is my targeted high on the daily time frame. That is my targeted high. So whatever happen inside this range, I'm bullish on the daily time frame. Whatever happen inside this range, in as much price does not break below this low, I'm bullish. So I go down to the 4-hour time frame. Let's see what we have. Let's go down to the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, you can clearly see that we are also bullish. You can clearly see very well that we are also bullish. This was the last break of structure, which is at this point to here. So that was the last break of structure. That was the last break of structure, as you can clearly see on the 4-hour time frame. So we are also bullish on the 4-hour time frame, and this is my protected low, and then this is my targeted high, which is at the up there. So now what I will do is, since on the 4-hour time frame I can clearly see a POI zone, since I can clearly see a POI zone on the 4-hour time frame, I will just map my POI zone on the 4-hour time frame. This is a clear order block with a fair value gap. So I don't trade fair value gap, I trade order block only. So I map this as my valid POI zone. So this is my valid POI zone. The next POI zone we have is here. The rest, if you can see from this place, you can see clearly from this place upward, all the candlestick was just moving up. It was just breaking the high. None of them taking out a low, except this candle, this red candle taking out the low of the previous green candle. So, and beside, after that, there was a pump. There was a heavy pump, which you can see clearly at this point. So after this candlestick taking out, this red candlestick taking out the low of this small green candlestick, there was a heavy push out. So I can easily map here as my supply zone. Can easily map that as my supply zone. So I can also see that as my point of interest. Can also map that as my point of interest. But it seems it's been mitigated. But let's go down to the 1-hour time frame. Let's see what we have there on the 1-hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame, it seems it's been mitigated, but I can clearly see that it is not mitigated. So let me refine it to this red candlestick, the last selling red candlestick before the buy continue, which is this candlestick. That's the last selling candlestick before the buy continues. That's the last selling candlestick before the buy continues. So after then, I can easily map out my liquidity. As you all know, most of the time I use Asian's low as my point of liquidity, because 60% of the time price must take out Asian's low before it moves upward, or take out Asian's high before it moves downward. It happens about, let me say, 50% of the time. So I use this Asian's low as my liquidity, and beside there are two Asian's low there, so I use it as my liquidity. And then price have mitigated my point of interest. Price have tapped in on my point of interest. So price have tapped in on my point of interest. So what I will do now, I will go towards the lower time frame, like the 30-minute time frame, to see if I'm going to have a clear confirmation. So on the 30-minute time frame, you can easily see price have swept the Asian's low here, which is a pocket of liquidity, and then we have a break of structure. If you can see clearly, you will see that the order flow is bearish. You can see that the order flow is bearish. That's the pullback continuation. That's the pullback phase is bearish. So the order flow is bearish, and then we have a break of structure from here. Again, this is the last break of structure. That is the last break of structure. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but let me see if I can bring this liquidity line below. This is the last break of structure. I think you can see that clear. So that's the last break of structure before price mitigate our POI zone. Then we have a change of character that shows us that this identifier, and shows us that the pullback is over, that price is no more selling, that price is no more in the pullback phase, that price is about to form a continuation pattern, which is, I can also say, a order flow realignment. The swing structure is bullish and the order flow was bearish, and now we have a order flow realignment, which shows that this pullback has ended, that price is about to move in a continuation phase. So this is my change of character that shows this. Then what else? I will find order block, and beside this is the order block that causes the change of character, and this order block have taken out a liquidity from this low. This make this order block have more confidence that this order block is going to hold. This order block swept liquidity, and when I'm marking my order block, any other block that does not have a fair value gap, I do not consider it as an order block. And this order block has a fair value gap, and this order block has taken out a liquidity. So this order block have a chance of, let me say, 60 to 50% of playing out, but you can't really predict the market, but it has a chance of 60 to 50%. And beside it, the extreme order block that causes the change of character. So this order block have a high chance. I'll just mark it as my POI zone. So that's where I'm looking for. I'll just mark it as my POI zone. So let me just take this one to here, so you can see very clear. I'll just mark it as my POI zone, and then I'll now wait for price to mitigate this POI zone. Then I'll go for a buy. But mind you, this is the equal low. I see this as an equal low. No matter what the price do, this is going to look like an inducement for more retail traders to think that price will still keep selling. This is an inducement with the following point of mind, because with what price is doing now, if price intend to break this high and come down again to take this low, it seems that price have changed bearish, whereas price is just in trying to gather more liquidity before price move forward. So if there is no insufficient liquidity, I will not take the trade. But right now, this low is a liquidity for me. This low is a liquidity because this low is not able to take out this high. Although price is still moving, this low is not able to take out this high. So if this low so if this low fail to take out this high, let me put it this way. So if this low here fail to take out this high here, this low will become a weak low and it will become a pocket of liquidity. As you can see, it's forming a order block or a hammer, something like that. It's forming a doji, something like doji. So there are more retail traders who trade pattern like this, and there are more retail traders who trade something like this. But whereas is at New York section low, so it can also be a pocket of liquidity. But if this low does not take out this high here, it means this low is a weak low, and I'll see it as a liquidity point that price must take it out. So that is it. Let me just take it out. Take this one out, and then I'll see this one as a liquidity. Let me just see this one as a liquidity. So what I'm expecting now, because I don't trade down, what I'm expecting tomorrow is price should come sweep this low, and then I'll go in for a buy because AUD JPY is clearly on the uptrend. So I'll go in for a buy. What I'm expecting is price to take out this low, and then I'll go in for a buy. As you can see, I'll go in for a buy, and my stop loss will be below here. I'll give it a little breathing room. My stop loss will be below there, and then my take profit will be, let me go to the 1 hour time frame so that I can see it clearly. And my take profit will be this high. And my take profit will be this high. Let me go to the 15-minute time frame. There's something I'm trying to see. There's something I'm trying to map out. This is the 15-minute time frame. You can see we have a perfect confirmation. This is another entering module, order flow realignment. That's the lower time frame confirmation. Most of people, I can call it order flow realignment, I can call it continuation pattern, I can call it a lower time frame confirmation, and you are all right anyhow you put it. Then I will target. Let me check something. Yes, you can see this is a demand. This the last green candle that causes the heavy fall, the heavy red candle. So price may intend to play around this corner, or price may reverse about this corner. So that's why most of the time, but I'm very sure that this is Asian's high, that price will take it out. But note something, there were huge amount of sell orders here. That's why price collapsed everywhere. So whereas sometimes there may be remaining sell order at this point, so I would not really like to take out this high. What I will just do, I'll just draw the last buying candle before the heavy sell. I'll just draw it and I will extend it, and then that will be where my TP will be. My take profit will be there. So let's go to the 30-minute time frame again. So let's go there. So that is where my take profit will be, and is a 1.7675 RHOW. Is a 1.7, just call approximately a 1.7 risk to reward. So this trade really look very perfect. But do not forget, we still have an extreme order block that is unmitigated here. So if the price is stop loss here, I'll be waiting for a confirmation in this POI zone. But I really think that this zone will not hold much, because this zone here has nothing to hold it, because price move with liquidity. So has no liquidity to move. Here you can see we have two Asian slow that has liquidity, that is building liquidity. So I really valid this one because there's a liquidity close to the POI zone. So it's a 1 to 7 RR. This is what I'm looking for in AUD JPY. I'm looking for a buy, but I may not buy directly. I may buy directly with a direct order. I may buy directly, and so that is what I have for now. I'm currently on this buy on AUD JPY. I made analysis of this trade yesterday, and beside you can clearly see the point of interest that I have was being swept. And what happened is a fast pullback. I have a rule that says that once a pullback is approaching your point of interest and it intends to be fast and the low is being taken out, that means that's a fast pullback. Then I know I have a rule that I'm going to use to enter. So currently now I'm in a deep drawdown. I'm currently floating about $24 loss negative. So as you can see, the trade is a 1:7. Yes, because I'm risking $50. It's a 1:7 trade. I'm risking $50 on this trade. So on the 5-minute time frame, you can see price has swept this low now. So what I'm expecting is for price to pump up now. That's what I'm expecting. So guys, I'll update you guys later how this trade go. It is what it is. Nevertheless, the outcome, whatever it is, if it's stop loss, we accept it. If it's take profit, we accept it. See you guys when the trade is stop loss or ETP. My name is Sabi Forex, founder of the Empire Traders Academy. As I say, we're gonna meet in the other side. Alright, as you can see clearly on my screen, it's been 2 days now and I'm still holding a buy on AUD JPY. But I think the trade is moving very well. Right now we are up 2% in profit. So let's see how it goes. I would have loved to break even, because my rule says your trade it's 1:2 break even on the trade. But one thing is, the problem is because why I don't want to break even on it is because this low here, if you can see this low here, is an Asian's low, is a previous Asian's low. So price may come down, sweep this low and go up even further. So that's why I'm afraid of putting my trade on break even, because you see my entry is close to that low. So price may just come, hit me out on break even and reverse. I think I'm just going to take some risks out of the table. Maybe I'll be reducing my risk to 0.5%. Let me just leave it at 30. That means I'm risking $30 on this trade. Or should I even just leave it open? Let me just leave it open. If price keep pushing, then probably will know what to do else. But for now, that's what I'm up. As you can see, let me show you so you can see clearly. So that's how it is. It is what it is. I will see you guys later. I'm floating about $117 in profit. Let's see how it goes. Alright, as you can see on my screen, this trade is about to hit TP, but I will not up it out until it TP because success takes good. So I want to hear the sound of the police. I'm leaving this trade till it hits TP. I'm leaving this trade till it hits TP. I'm leaving this trade till it hits TP. So it is what it is. I'll update you guys when this trade hits TP, and I'll be posting a vlog about this trade, how it went from the analysis, from everything. Update you guys later how it went. See you in my next episode. Finally, as you can see, the AUD JPY trade I've been holding for almost 3 days now has finally scratched TP, and I'm out. Today you can see how much I've made today. I've made $350. As you all know, I was risking a $48. Let me just assume it a $50. So this trade has given me $350. That's a 1:7 trade. I mean, I'm very glad to this. This is nice. I know it. I call it the Empire entering module, of which I'll be disclosing to only the group members who really want to know more about it. So this is it. It is what it is. I'll update you guys later. Maybe I will post in a video how this trade went from the analysis and the entering and the confirmation. See you guys maybe on Saturday when I'm done. I'll be posting it a block to block, and you guys are gonna love it. Let's wait.